So in this segment, I wanted to discuss is cronyism bad when the Labour Party does it? So this was a really good interview here from Victoria Derbyshire, discussing kind of cronyism within the Labour Party and their kind of failure to really discuss it. Come up with a coherent story. It's a bit older, this clip, but I wanted to get around to covering it anyways.
Is cronyism bad under a Conservative government but okay under a Labour government?
Cronyism is something which Keir Starmer has made very clear he wants to drive out of government. For him,
he's not doing a good job so far, is he?
Well, for him, process and procedure is absolutely critical. And I think, as he said that this morning at his press conference, he made very clear how important process and procedure is to him. And I think anyone who knows him, anyone who's listened to him and what he's had to say over the last few years knows how important that is to him. And that's why
I thought you said you were going to be better than the Conservatives. Things were going to be different, you said.
Yes, and Keir Starmer has started driving that change by making sure that we are a government of service, that we're focused on the needs of the British people.
Notice he doesn't really answer the question at all. He's kind of giving just kind of the same catchphrases that Starmer always brings out. And that's a hallmark of a guy who really doesn't have a good answer. You can talk about what Starmer has said about things like corruption, but at the end of the day, what he has done is pretty bad. It's regarding, I think his name is Lord Ali. He's one of the donors who donated to the Labour to Starmer directly, and gave him a lot of money, for his outfit and stuff like that. And then it turns out he was given like a press pass to Downing Street, and he advises Labour as well. And you're like, what's his game here?
Rather than internal party politics or other distractions.
But you're giving civil service jobs. You have been giving civil service jobs to Labour supporters and Labour donors.
Well, there are clear processes and procedures in place which govern those appointments, and they need to be followed. But no one can be in any doubt how important this is to the Prime Minister. It's absolutely critical for him to make sure that we restore trust in politics and that we have processes in place that are followed.
Right. In opposition, Keir Starmer accused the Tory party of giving their supporters jobs for their mates. He promised to restore standards in public life with a total crackdown on cronyism. You've given jobs to Labour supporters or donors in the civil service, which is supposed to...
This is something Labour have been credibly accused of, and there is an ongoing, I think, investigation within the civil service regarding it, about how certain people got their roles. So that should be interesting to see how that one pans out.
To be impartial. You've given a security pass to the Labour peer who paid for Keir Starmer's spectacles and chinos during the election campaign.
Paid a lot of money, I think it was like 50 Gs.
That is the definition of cronyism, isn't it?
Well, look, firstly, I'm not going to comment on individual cases.
Why not?
Because I'm not going to... It's not.
We've all read about them.
It's not appropriate for me to comment on the process that was gone through an individual.
See, this is the same stuff we saw under the Conservatives. These kind of answers are, it's an individual case, I don't want to talk about it, or there's an investigation going on, I don't want to prejudice it. This is the exact same stuff we heard under Rishi Sunak.
Cases.
How does it smell, do you think? Does it pass the sniff test?
What I can say more generally...
Bro got baited so hard in this bit.
About this, is that people who are long-term involved in a political party and support a political party, that should not prohibit them from then helping the party in government. That should not exclude them from being able to do that.
So I wish Labour would come out and say, what did he actually offer the government? How did he help Starmer beyond just giving him money?
Hard to see you making that argument if it was a Tory supporter or donor being given a job in the heart of government.
If you have someone, look, without commenting on the specifics, you mentioned Lord Ali, who I know has been a long-term...
See, she was insinuating it was him. It was very strongly hinted it was Lord Ali, but he didn't mention his name. Now he's mentioned his name. He's got baited.
...contributor to the Labour Party and to our work in opposition and to try and get us into government. So I know that someone like him has been long-term part of the project of trying to get a Labour government.
So what?
But I don't want to, but without getting into the specific details...
Well, you just have. So what? If he's been a long-term supporter of the Labour project...
That shouldn't exclude someone from helping...
But it shouldn't include someone automatically either. It should be set based on specific criteria as to why they've been allowed... Why was he given that pass? Why was he allowed into the heart of government? What was he advising Keir Starmer on? What area, at least? Not the specific advice, but what area? But this is where the Conservatives fumbled this one because they forget who they were.
I call on the leader, Madam Deputy Speaker, I call on the leader to arrange a debate on ethics and integrity in government. The independent civil service commissioner, a former Labour MP, has had to initiate an inquiry into improper appointments by this government. A government of service. It turns out they mean service to their cronies and their donors. It is just wrong to stuff party
It's like he can't keep a straight face as he's saying this.
donors and cronies into what are supposed to be impartial civil service positions. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the howls of protest if the previous government had done that?
So the irony meter is about to hit over 9,000 here. Labour says government putting too many Tory allies in civil service. This article, 13 years old, from 2010, after the Tories won back then. So the government was warned today against politicising the civil service by the back door, as the number of named individuals who advised the Tories in opposition have since been appointed to civil service positions rose to 10. Last week, a sequence of political appointees of the civil service surfaced, including Cameron's one-time personal photographer, party videographer, internet guru and image consultant. Now it's emerged that 2 members of the implementation unit, an official team of civil service in charge of business plans announced by each department yesterday, also advised the Conservatives before the election. So yeah, this article goes on. It's quite old, obviously, but yeah, could you imagine if the Conservatives did that? I mean, we don't have to imagine it. We lived it. We saw it. You know, this is one I didn't even know about until I googled it, because I was a young G back then. But yeah, the Conservatives also did this. So, the question we need to ask ourselves is cronyism bad under either party? Yes. Okay. Under the Labour Party, it's bad, even worse, because you expect better of the Labour Party. Did the Tories have a leg to stand on regarding this conversation? No. 100% no. They are more corrupt. They will always be more corrupt. But yeah, it's a complete joke. Anyways, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Support the channel on Patreon if you can. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one.